Haha, look at this guy. Finnish meth head bad on skis. That's funny, right?
Great. Now do Simo Häyhä.
What?
Simo Häyhä.
Who?
Simo Häyhä.
So as it turns out, there's a lot of people who have had the title of deadliest sniper in the world. The current title holder is an unnamed Royal Marine with 173 confirmed kills. Before him was the late US Navy SEAL Chris Kyle with 150 confirmed kills. And a movie. Out of all snipers, living and dead, who has the title of deadliest of all time? And what's the number you have to beat? It's 542. Well, that's another dream dead, I guess. Add that to the kill count. For some perspective on how absolutely crazy of a number that is, an American study determined that the average amount of shots required for one combat kill was 7,000 in World War I. In the Vietnam War, that number was bumped up to 25,000. I am not shocked or surprised America would conduct a study like this. Seems pretty on brand, to be honest. So to achieve 542 kills in Vietnam, a total of 13,550,000 bullets would need to be used to equal that number. I'm not saying that the person holding that record used 13 million bullets. I'm sure he was way more efficient than that. I just thought the comparison with that study was an interesting tidbit that adds absolutely nothing to what I'm talking about. I'll just start the episode. I'm Vibi, and on this episode of A Space Alien Explains, Simo Häyhä. It's the Winter War of 1939. For some reason, Joseph Stalin thought it would be a wonderful idea to send like 700,000 dudes to Finland because why the not, I guess. Finland was understandably very unhappy with this turn of events. They were going to fight back, even though they were outmatched and outnumbered. Luckily for the Finns, they had a little secret weapon in their back pockets.
Meth.
Not meth. We are done with the meth. Simo Häyhä stood at an absolutely menacing 5 feet tall. Or 5'3" according to some sources. He was a mild-mannered farmer who enjoyed skiing and hunting small game. He entered shooting competitions in his free time and had earned quite a few trophies on his shelves. He didn't exactly scream top-tier unstoppable bad. He was actually quite easy to overlook. And that's probably what made him way too good at his job. When Häyhä was called up to service, he dusted off his old gun, a Russian-made rifle without a telescopic sight. Häyhä preferred to use iron sights because he knew a telescopic lens might give away his position if the sun reflected off of it. Häyhä treated his job like he treated hunting. He was always thinking of new clever ways to remain hidden and fool the enemy. The list of crazy he did to blend into the environment is actually so staggeringly meticulous. The fact that he used iron sights is probably the least worrying. Let's get into that list, shall we? Simo preferred to shoot sitting up rather than from the prone position. Probably wasn't an issue considering he wasn't that big of a target to begin with. He placed his gloves on the snow, then put his rifle on top of them to lessen recoil, and also poured water on the snow near the muzzle so there wouldn't be a shower of icy white bullshit giving him away when he fired. He also stuffed his mouth full of snow so the enemy couldn't see his breath. Oh, you think the snow is your ally, but you merely adopted the snow. I was born in it, molded by... The one thing he didn't do was climb into trees. Think about it for a second. If you're up in a tree and somebody sees you, where the are you gonna go? He usually worked alone, bringing a day's worth of food with him and a few clips of ammunition. Once he found a good spot to hunker down, he'd just sit there and wait for some Soviet stupid enough to wander into his kill zone. And considering he once took out 25 Soviets in a day, it's clear they didn't really learn. If you're wandering through the woods and you suddenly come across a bunch of dead bodies littered everywhere, you should probably start hauling the other way, just a suggestion. So how exactly did Häyhä manage to pick off so many Russians? Häyhä was perfectly hidden thanks to the white camouflage that was given to all Finnish military men. The Russians, on the other hand, were not prepared for the fact that Finland is cold as so their green coats really stuck out. Trees? In the Finnish winter? Bull. His skill as a sniper would eventually earn him the nickname the White Death. The Finnish High Command even gifted him with a new custom-built rifle. The Soviets were actually so fed up with Häyhä's they ordered goddamn artillery strikes in places where they believed he might be hiding. Artillery strikes. Because of a tiny Finnish man. They even sent their own snipers to take out Häyhä several times, but he won most of those duels. Most. One day, someone managed to get a lucky shot and popped Häyhä in the jaw with an explosive bullet. He survived but fell into a coma. When he woke up a few days later, the Moscow Peace Treaty was signed, ending the Winter War. The war had lasted 105 days, and in that time, Häyhä had racked up over 500 confirmed kills. There was a newspaper that mistakenly reported that Häyhä had died, but that was cleared up pretty quick. I can't believe Simo Häyhä is dead. I'm still here, you dumb. Sometimes I can still hear his voice. Like a true bad, getting shot in the face was not gonna keep him down forever. He endured 26 surgeries and spent several years recovering. Häyhä had even wanted to serve in the continuation war that immediately followed the Winter War, but his injury was too severe for him to actually do so. Imagine it, Simo Häyhä the White Death and Imo Koivunen the unstoppable skiing meth head. Russia would have been so dude. Häyhä returned to his quiet life as a farmer. He lived to the ripe old age of 96, passing away in 2002 of natural causes. A few years before his death, someone asked him how he became such a good sniper. His only response was, practice. So you heard it here, folks. Practice makes perfect in everything. In sports, in games, in the arts, and in headshots. Hi everyone! Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. This week's featured fan art is by Excludio A on Twitter. Link to the artist page is in the description. And here's some comments from the last video. If this episode made you realize invading Finland in the winter is a terrible idea, please be sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. If you'd like to support the channel, I have art commissions and a Ko-Fi page available. Buy me a coffee and I can make you a sketch as a way of saying thanks. Links to all that, as well as links to my social media, are in the description. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you real soon.